Yes.
Also with me is the executive director, Keeping Hope Alive, Nene Tunis. She's here to talk to me on her organization's missions and challenges in terms of empowering marginalized girls, including a campaign on climate change. Nana, great to have you in the studios.
Good morning, Abdurrahman, and good morning, viewers.
How has your campaign been going on in terms of creating the awareness and raising the advocacy on climate change?
It has been going pretty good. I mean, considering the challenges we've been encountering, we have made leaps and bounds in the right direction. I mean, as you know, we recently planted some more trees. We've expanded our scope at the Mashaka Borough demonstration site, for which we partner with Rokel Commercial Bank. And I sit here proud to say that we have made a lot of progress. The trees are doing great. And against all odds, I mean, a lot of people were very skeptical about our timing in terms of planting now. But we beg to differ in the sense that part of the reasons, or the main reason, why planting does not occur at this time is due to the lack of irrigation and the intense heat which we have. But we counter those with providing water well, which is a source of our water, and at the same time we built a massive shed over the seedlings which we planted. So, and yes, they are going pretty well, and I'm really glad to say that we're making a lot of progress in that direction.
I'm pretty much suspicious that the challenges are pretty much obvious.
Yeah, they are, but we aim to achieve. We have the support, not only of Rokel Commercial Bank, but we also have the technical support from our other partners, i.e., Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, and the Ministry of Environment, as it now is, and of course the National Protection Area Authority, who also partner with me. So, or the organization, not me as a person. We're keeping up alive.
Oh, we come talk about how you intend to actually help what you call the marginalized women and girls and ensuring that this advocacy whole. I will not come to you straight, Mr. President, with all due respect. Let me come over to Fatmata bin Zibar, also a member of the Sierra Medical Students Association. Why this formation? Why did you create this organization in the first place?
Well, the Sierra Leone Medical Students Association has been in existence since 2011, and it's an organization focused on bringing medical students in Sierra Leone. So in 2011, we gained a formal membership with IFMSA, which is the Federation of Medical Students all over Africa and beyond. So this organization has been in existence, and we are more concerned with capacity building. Of course, we know the medical field is a very important field. It's a very important field in terms of how we are going to train these people before they become doctors, and we are all under this mentorship and all. So SLEMSA generally is all about bringing all the medical students together and see how we can be able to learn things that are outside the classroom.
Inclusive of the constituent colleges?
No.
Like paramedical?
No.
Just specifically
specifically for medicine. We have NAPS.
No, for commerce.
Yes, for commerce.
That's
of course, commerce is the only university that offers medicine. So for today, we're here to talk about our upcoming program, which is the ARM, African Regional Meeting, in which we'll be having medical students across Africa to attend this particular meeting in Sierra Leone. And this is the first time Sierra Leone will be hosting this meeting.
Okay, Mr. President, how are you prepared for the hosting of this important event?
Okay, I would like to give a brief addition to what Binta has already said.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, okay. Well, SLEMSA, as she mentioned, has existed for the past 10 years or so. It's an association that is geared towards training medical students. You know, we all know the importance of having good healthcare professionals. It boils down to having good medical students. As she mentioned, Commerce is the only university that is offering medicine and pharmacy. So SLEMSA is there catering for students that are reading medicine. In simple terms, students that are training to become medical doctors. So the platform is there. We have been undertaking numerous programs over the years, ranging from public health awareness, raising campaigns, so on and so forth. So last executive year, we put together a bidding package to host the 16th Africa Regional Meeting. Also, as she mentioned, Sierra Leone Medical Students Association is a member of the International Federation of Medical Students Association. This being an international body that represents more than 1.3 medical students worldwide,
Great.
and it is well recognized by the United Nations and its various agencies. When the UN and its agencies want to undertake projects or programs relating to medical students, IFMSA is the contact person, because it's also comprised of more than 133 national members organization across the globe. So every year, the federation do organize what we call general assemblies. 3 times in a year. For March, we are having the general assembly in Rwanda, Kigali, this coming March. So in 2 weeks' time, I will be leading a delegation to Kigali to attend the March meeting. We also have another general assembly in August, and in December, you know that the globe is comprising of various regions. So it boils down to which particular region do you belong. Then a general meeting will be organized. So for Africa, last year the meeting was organized in Malawi. In 2018, it was organized in Ghana. I was part of the delegation that went to Ghana back then in 2018. So as a students body, we have been doing so much within Sierra Leone. As I mentioned, we have been undertaking projects that build, that raise awareness on certain disease conditions, especially those that are prevalent within our communities.
I was just about to put the question forward as to what will be the specific content message that you guys are going to discuss during this gathering. And before I come to ask you, how prepared are you to host the December summit here?
Yeah. So hosting short a summit is a big challenge per se, but it's a step in the right direction, taking into consideration the past years, what Sierra Leone has been known for, you know, the Ebola, the mudslides, so on and so forth. It's high time to put Sierra Leone to the map for the right reason. Hosting a conference, you know, it is the first ever in the history of Sierra Leone to have an international medical students conference. So the conference caters for various training sessions. It's divided into 3. We have what we call the pre-ARM, we the ARM itself, and the post-ARM. The pre-ARM basically takes into consideration capacity building training sessions, wherein we'll have trainers across the globe that will be here to train medical students on public emergencies, so on and so forth. Our theme for this particular General Assembly is emergency response. The right act in time save lives. And you know, we cannot have a better theme than this, taking into consideration the coronavirus and what has happened in the past. So there will be trainers that will train medical students, you know, and it's an opportunity. All the conferences that has been organized, you know, we have a particular cuts off mark that is 16. You cannot have more than 16 people per country attending. So it's very important hosting the event. As I have mentioned, there will be various training sessions, training of new trainers, and presently, as far as the medical school is concerned, we do not have trainers as students. Our trainers has graduated, so on and so forth. So it's an opportunity for us to have the trainers here that will train medical students, and Sierra Leone being the host definitely will have more medical students participating. And also for the assembly itself, we have what we call standing committee sessions. These standing committees form the building block of the federation. You know, we have a standing committee on research exchange. We cannot overemphasize the importance of research when it comes to medicine. We have another one on public health. You know, it's obvious that most of the disease conditions that are prevalent here are preventable if the right measures are taken. We also have one on medical education, one on professional exchange. The one on professional exchange is geared towards giving medical students the opportunity to experience other healthcare system abroad. It's obvious that when someone attend an electives, let's say, or part-time opportunity abroad, definitely he or she will come back home and try to implement the changes that he or she has seen, and so on and so forth. And we have the post-ARM in summary.
We'll come to that. When I call, I'm definitely going to ask where does your colleague Binta, whether she's part of the research committee in this area.
Yes.
So with me, let's move along with the program. The The Minister of Defense, retired Brigadier General Hassan Kalikonte, and key staff from the Ministry of Defense on Wednesday, February 5th to the 10th paid visit to battalions under command of the 4th Brigade in the north and western part of the country. My colleague Moses Oju Kamara reports.
The tour, which started on 5th February 2020 at 15 Battalion Lungi Garrison and ended at 9 Battalion Kono, was a very interactive and worthy one. The Honorable Minister of Defense created a platform for soldiers to share their views and opinions about the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces (RSLAF). Brigadier General retired Kalia Conte, in his address, expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to the troops for their professionalism. He further told them about his purpose of visit, which was to learn and share information. The Honorable Minister assured the troops that it is His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief, Brigadier General retired Julius Maada Bio's aim to make RSLAF a better force because he is still part of the armed forces. He added that RSLAF has been highly placed in society as a result of their conduct and professionalism.
I'm glad for coming to this morning. And for the first time, I come out and me sit in Freetown. So I'm glad for meeting this morning. So I use this stuff for learn a few things more. Because even though our institutions will be non-serve, we're not going to ever bluff say we sabi everything we're inside. It is impossible. Especially since the last time we left, it don't take some time now. When I say go be a me, say now true say if you don't left some side, even if now 5 years, now come back say sabi everything will happen. In order so, you can learn and also now you can share the little information what I think say we are going to need for know now for address some of the things that have been done there in floor. The country that when they contribute, so then they volunteer for contribute troops them, then don't boku, then don't increase in number. At the same time, the areas the peacekeeping operations will take place, it don't reduce, it don't shrink. So what does that mean? It means that competition don't high, very, very high. So in other words, before they take country now for go contribute to peacekeeping, and it's being carried out. Number two part, government also for put in place the kind of weaponry of service. I know say some people don't report them and some people don't, they look forward to that terms and conditions of service for let them pull up. Well, I for come out clear to una, for explain to una, say yes, the terms and conditions, they don't draft and done. Now for let them promulgate and now, for let them publish them, for let it become law. However, the truth what I need for share with you now is that terms and conditions of service, they get financial implication with very, very high at the moment. Because currently, the economic situation not able to tote everything at once. Because when I say terms and conditions of service, it's not only there for you when they serve now currently, but also the people who don't go out of the armed forces, including me with smartphone also. So we all get taken to this thing while they come out.
The Honorable Minister informed the troops about His Excellency's Human Capital Development Drive and how RSLAF is going to contribute in ensuring these developments are successful. In the area of food sufficiency, he told troops about plans to empower the Armed Forces Agricultural Unit in planting rice and other produce, whilst there are ongoing plans to boost the engineering regiment to make roads and prepare lands for farming.
Governments, they insist the president don't come up with a new agenda. They say for let this country better, love put attention on the human capital development. That area they go critical for we. What do he mean by human capital development? It don't broken down to three simple areas. They say first and foremost, where education system is so bad off nowadays. They make even with general psyche, the way they think, they don't so wrong. That if we not change them for give quality education, where the care of country go down and grown. We don't see examples of it down there. I go explain it later. Second part, we have to be food self-sufficient. We for able for grow the food where we they eat, not for import am. Any country will continue for import food, we not get trouble already. You get trouble already because you're not able to provide food for a pikin and inside the country. Now import deal with that import. It's a little sort out that problem there. The third part, we need for improve on the health system in this country very highly, so that to go reduce the way women they die when they born, the way people they die of small sickness. Some people they die now malaria no catch up. Don't happen and mistakes of them funny no say. Where they self come out, and the same rotten school system we make it go say balance say, but it say it's abunda, it don't be nurse. It say Nina SRN.
The tour ended successfully after visiting 15 Battalion in Lunge, 4 Brigade and Sanya in Makeni, 12 Battalion in Sinkunia in Kabala, 11 Battalion, Yumkelia and Kunkuna in Kambia, 9 Battalion and Najabiemi Fema in Kono. Compiled by our defense reporter Abdurrahman Kamara, I am Moses Oju Kamara reporting.
Thank you so very much to Moses Oju Kamara for that comprehensive report. Nana, let's look at KH being an award-winning environmental charity whose mission is to empower marginalized women and girls and to actually mitigate the impact of climate change. Take me through how much you've been able to engage, especially stakeholders, because you can't do it alone.
No.
In trying to ensure not only creating the awareness but also spreading the impact in specific areas that you operate in the Lower Yoni, Tonkolele, in the Port Local, Waterloo, so you name it. How have you been engaged?
Well, first of all, I'll start with the some of them who would be the beneficiaries themselves. We've been able to engage them in our practices. For example, the nurseries, we have 2 nurseries, one in Lower Yoni, Makondu, and the other one here in Yorkwood, Waterloo. We have majority of the workers in there are women. They have already been incorporated into our practices. They're trained to plant vegetables aside from even the nursery crops, which we focus on. So the nursery practices are quite, we are trying to build their capacity in that way with the skills which they can actually use in the future to develop themselves. So that is one aspect. We also have the ministries, who are very big stakeholders in all of this. So as much as we complement their efforts as governmental organizations, they provide the technical support. I'm sure you're aware that I'm not an expert in these fields. So they provide the technical support and stuff and actually work in alongside what we do. We have the support of the Powerman Chiefs who provide the basis on which we operate in those areas. We have so many factors, and of course we have our sponsors like Rokel Commercial Bank, families, friends. So with all those together, we have been able to achieve and continue to achieve what we do. So we have the nurseries, which are the foundation of building blocks of our practices. We also have on the side, we do relief programs as well and provide aid. In fact, we are in the process of building a school at a location to be disclosed on another program.
In all of this, what's your greatest desire in terms of what you intend to achieve?
We want our nation to be environmentally friendly. If I'm to encapsulate the whole thing, clean, decent, a place
Apologies
where...
for the slight interruption. Are you practically worried that the level of the loss of our forest cover?
Yes.
Otherwise, deforestation?
Absolutely. I mean, people talk a lot about the impact because we feel it. I mean, the heat, the drought. There are lots of impacts which we feel, which we talk about all the time. But sometimes I wonder if, there seems to be this disconnect between people talking about what they feel, how we feel, and what we're actually doing to mitigate that. And that concerns me. So it's all about trying to get people to cooperate fully and take responsibility for our actions It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to stop and prevent. We need to stop being in this reactive state of trying to fix things, because that's what we try to do all the time, try to fix things, because we don't always succeed as a nation. So if we try to prevent it, then it will be more better than all the time we all in this what should I say, a little bit of a backward state when it comes to development, and we need to try to move ahead from that. We already know the causes. People talk, even the kids know. We all know about the cutting of the trees, what it does, who are responsible. Yes, we know that economic factors play a big deal, but sometimes we know that there are other factors in terms of the stakeholders, like, for example, the mining companies. Sorry, but it is true, who are part of the problem, or businesses who do login and all that sort of thing. So, which is why, as an organization, we are coming forward now to put through this challenge. If organizations out there, which I suspect they want to help, they want to do something, but they don't know how to, they don't have the capacity to do it, keeping up alive is the place to go.
Okay.
We are the way forward.
In your supportive collaboration, perhaps you Jan and Four,
Yeah.
which one do you desire most, the technical or the financial base? Because this campaign you're moving along with seems to be capital intensive.
Well, I think they're on par. You can't have one without the other.
Great.
So the work, they both have to be present. They all marry. They're all part of the big party, you know. So all of those have to be in the mix in order for us to succeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me come to Bint. As you guys moving for this African regional meeting, what are some of the key things you're going to discuss that constitute part of our health challenge? We remember in 2014 to 2016 when the Ebola epidemic entered an appearance in our midst. We're pretty much aware of the damning consequences it left us with. And also we are battling with the case of Lassa fever. Now, globally, the health emergency, the coronavirus. So what message that is unique that you guys are going to present during this gathering?
Well, to start with, as you already had, the theme for the program will be emergency response. I think that's something we Sierra have lacked going on, and we haven't learned since the past incident. Because, like for instance, we had the Ebola. A lot of people were being ignorant of the issue. Same as to the corona presently. Doesn't mean that we have to wait until Sierra Leone records the first case of coronavirus. We have to act. So some of the things we are going to be discussing are ways and manners.
Where else can we plug the aspect of ignorance? Is it on the taking of on the IPCs, infection prevention and control?
Well, I think it's on the individuals. Because like around the Connaught vicinity itself, we have people that usually like the work people that live around, or people that sell around. Like when we used to buy food, we advise them, come on, this thing, you have to do this, you have to do this. They will be ignorant. Some people will even tell you, I quote in Korea, we say, my sister, now God they guide we. We all are religious. That's something that is even affecting. Ask the doctors. We have some patients, you diagnose them of this disease, they will tell you, okay, I'll go and pray about it. Yes, we should pray about them, but we should take the correct precautions. So we are going to teach ourselves, we the students, because I believe in everything the foundation should be strong, and how to react to some cases. For instance, if you know this individual is vomiting, give the individual ORS, or act fast. Don't wait until you say, okay, I'm going to wait and see tomorrow. That's the case. Even in terms of emergency, you have people get sick at home, they'll keep them, say, okay, after 3 days, they give them paracetamol, and it's very wrong. So we are going to teach things that we cover, not only basically understanding committees, we are going to teach the steps involved in acting right in any medical emergency. Even if you are not a medical student or a medical doctor, things that are going to help the population at large. And thank God we are going to have your support, the media, for other people that will be at home to see, for them to learn also in cases that we need all these things coming up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr.
okay.
President, yes.
In
Perhaps
addition,
not to add
yes.
If I come with my question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, during the Ebola outbreak, SLEMSA was in the forefront, in fighting the disease. Our members by then, who are now graduates, we are in the forefront, to be honest with you guys. But we cannot attest to the fact that the skills were not there, that resulted to what the outbreak resulted per se, because Sierra Leone as a nation, we were not ready by then. So the association has already been there in rendering support. So this is an opportunity for the medical students who are future medical doctors, for them to have the necessary skills. After medical school, definitely they are going to face the healthcare challenges. We all know that the healthcare system is fragile. You know, having to capacitate the medical students while they are studying, it's the most important thing. So this conference will provide.
So this
a
is one
platform.
of the very many ways at making our healthcare pretty much resilient.
That's it.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. Absolutely. And we have been paying hundreds of dollars to attend these conferences overseas, abroad, to gain these skills, to gain this trainings. Now it is time. You know, we have put in our all to ensure that we bring this a very important meeting home, for us to have more students participating. So definitely we are going to have the necessary skills throughout the conference.
I
that
may
will
sound
keep-
a little bit redundant asking you the question
Yes.
as to what the anticipated outcome of this conference would be.
Well, it's a week-long conference, as I have mentioned.
I don't care about the duration,
Uh,
but what you intend to achieve at the end of it.
Well, in achieving something, the duration is very important. You know, we are spending 8 years in medical school.
You could have a day and achieve something very important.
Yes. Having a week-long conference is important. You know, within a week, we are going to have various sessions. As we've mentioned, capacity building training sessions, standing committees sessions, which forms the building block of the association. You know, we are going to have various speakers from various departments, ministries, so on and so forth. We are going to have the emergency response team that will be providing basic skills trainings, so that by at the end of the day, you know, the students will have at least knowledge that they will impact society after their graduation.
I have a friend most times when I have a privileged conversation with him,
Yeah.
perhaps you will know him. He might be one of your lecturers, Dr.
Okay.
Stephen Sivali,
Yeah.
the commanding officer
Sure.
of the Trent Medical Unit. He's saying uptaking sanitation duties is critical in ensuring that you avert, diseases,
Yeah.
especially IPCs, infection prevention and control. How key could that be factored into this conference?
Okay. I mentioned earlier that we are going to have what we call pre-ARM. The pre-ARM is going to last for 3 days. It's going to comprise mainly of various training sessions, whether it's IPC, whether it's emergency response training skills, whether it's the basic soft skills within the healthcare frame. For example, there will be basic lab skills. You know, as medical students, after graduation, it's obvious that the health system being fragile, you are forced to do things that you are not supposed to do. You know, but you have to do them, because the communities, they are fragile, and there are not enough doctors, not enough nurses, so on and so forth. So as a graduate, even if you are not a specialist, you are forced to do things that is beyond your capacity. So having these sessions or having these trainings will definitely capacitate the individual.
And in addition, we usually have these online trainings.
Okay.
We have like he spoke on research. We have online training on research, a standing committee on research. Like in weekly, we have trainings like a Howard training online, in which we have all of us online after our hectic classes, learning different skills to teach us what is research. We have some of our lecturers that are involved in research and sometimes take their time off the normal class schedules and come to teach us. And those things, those actually stand for research, they're helping us whilst doing a dissertation. He can attest to that. And so, aside all these little trainings, this one that we are going to host in December is like going to be the grand one, in which we are going to have also medical students that are different. We are going to learn from them, that are exposed to the sophisticated machines and stuff like that. We are going to also have a vast experience on a lot of things that are going to help us in Sierra Leone, because not everybody, I can tell you can testify to that, not every medical student in Sierra Leone can afford going to even Ghana, or not to talk about Malawi, to attend this training. So it's only now that we are going to have the opportunity. That's why we are trying to get the government involved, ministries, stakeholders to help us, so that we can be able to host it in a grand style.
there has been this argument about the choice of the subjects core areas where you guys are concentrating in wanting to become graduates, i.e., there's not much interest being manifested in becoming mental health specialists. It's more of ups and downs. You name them surgeon specialists and all the rest. Why is it that that discipline seems to be scary?
Okay, for every single discipline, from a student, from a medical student's point of view, for every single discipline, as far as the country is concerned, we are lacking it per se. But there are some that are far way better than the others, as you have mentioned. Mental health is something that is that has been neglected,
Yeah.
all these years, and we all know the importance of mental health. We have a standing committee on human rights and peace, and also we have one on professional exchange. As been to mention, we do have training sessions. We also have an association, the Students Medical Association, that purely deals with mental health issues. They are there to raise their awareness even among students about the importance of mental health.
Great.
So going forward, it's obvious that the students must be aware that mental health is an issue. We need to raise awareness about it before we take it out to the public there. But we have
And
been
that advocacy should start with you.
yeah, definitely.
There was
we're-
a time we had Dr. Jallo, the head of the mental health presently at our General Assembly.
Okay.
And the team for that one was focusing on mental health. And I believe they've already put in on a strategy wherein they were awarding scholarships for students to go. And I believe that's the best method because
Yeah.
most of the challenges we face in medical school is the fees. So you can't even afford to pay. You don't think about specializing in that one. So that's it. But
So-
I believe if we can get people involved, then we can be able to.
So with the help of the specialist presently, as she mentioned, they are providing scholarships
I'm
so
seeing,
that students
I'm seeing her becoming swelling one of the numbers of the Guyanese in this country.
probably.
Yes, Nana, before I take another insert quickly, how do you hope to actually take along this campaign? Because you cannot go it alone.
No. So now is the time where we've created this platform for organizations or businesses, institutions, philanthropists, whosoever they are, who want to contribute towards protecting the environment and at the same time fulfilling their corporate social responsibility. So those are two huge goals which align with ours. So for that, we've designed tree planting packages or corporate packages, if you want to call it that. We've got a bronze, which consists of 50 trees, a silver package, which is 100 trees, gold, which is 200, and of course platinum, which is 500 trees. And they have the decision to make as to where the trees should be planted. Is it in schools, because we support school tree planting activities as well, or the community, one of the two. Now, for those right at the top, they have the opportunity to co-brand, as we've done with Rokel, because 500 trees or 200 would be an actual standalone farm on its own. It wouldn't exactly be the local community farm. They could co-brand the farm. They have opportunities to go with further developments like building a retreat, whichever one. And then they have access to our social media, and then they help to build their brand. I mean, all of this can be tied to their brand. A lot of, especially from the international front, that there are so many benefits they can. At the same time, we provide our regular updates.
Okay.
And all of that.
I used to know a
sustainability
community
plan.
that is densely forested,
Yeah.
for where the College of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences is co-located. That is also town. It's a different game.
All right.
I don't know whether you're going to turn attention to see how best you can collaborate with them on the aspect of tree planting.
Oh, I would love to. And I'm sure they would love to as well. This is an opportunity for organizations or institutions to step up to the challenge. It is a challenge after all. Who's going to pick up these packages? We already have one somebody else from abroad who's picked up one of the challenges.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not only about the medicine and also the environment constitute
Absolutely.
another health challenge.
Sure.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Still with me in the studio. Let's move along with the program. As a Kenema Old Students Association, KOSA braces up for their 68th year annual Thanksgiving ceremony. The Secretary General KOSA, David Bobo, has outlined plans for the celebration with a passion displayed to all students to put hands on deck in making this year's annual celebration a glamour. He spoke to me in this interview, but I must apologize for the name. It's David Bobo, not Emmanuel Bobo for commercial.
Thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the school, the Board of Governors, and all students to welcome Star TV on the campus of the Government Secondary School, Kenema. This school created me a sound mind, and so also are so many of my colleagues in the diaspora, including my president, Mr. Ali Kaba, who is the special representative of the United Nations, and so many others. Of course, as you rightly said, the 68th annual celebrations will be coming up between the 6th and 13th of April. It's going to be an epoch-making event where we recognize God for taking us thus far after 68 years of existence since 1952. And also, we'll be also having speech day, Thanksgiving, giving awards to deserving pupils of the school who have done well in their respective classes and respective courses. And also, we're having a march pass on a Sunday where we expect other eminent personalities who've gone through the school to be recognized by way of, we have our trademark way of honoring our own. We call it a salute during the march pass. We have various staging points where we recognize eminent people who've gone through the school who have contributed so much, giving back to the school what the school have given them. So that is going to be a highlight, a brief highlight of the program. Well, I said I want to believe we are still proud of this school, notwithstanding the fact that we are not where we want to be, but that is basically the task we are handling as an executive of the Kenema Old Students Association. We want to restore the former glory of this school. We used to be called the University of the East. That is no longer the case, but there is still window of opportunity. We continue to engage with the administration of the school to see how we can better enhance the performance of pupils as well as motivate the teachers. Because if these two go hand in hand, that's why our president has a vision, and that vision is going to be pupil-focused and teacher-centered, so that we'll be able to restore the former glory of the school. I think they'll be doing themselves a disservice for not joining the alma mater. I know quite a number of people who have made it to the top cadre of national service. I'm very proud of this school, including the parent governor of the Central Bank. He's a very proud alumnus of the school. He has contributed in a brief spell of time he has been governor so much to the school. And we have others like the Minister of Transport and Communication. We have so many, I can't name all of them, but just to give you an example of people who occupy very sensitive national offices who are so proud of this school. Because this school has done so much for us. The only way we can pay back is to come and input into the school so that we can restore that glory, and it is only that glory that we can continue to be proud that we are product of this great school of the East. We'll be having a full media engagement on this starting in mid-March, where we roll out fully the program, and that program will entail, we have our colleagues who are now in the university. We'll be given a full day to come and engage with their colleagues who are now people, so that they will try to tell them what it takes to succeed to get to that level. We also have a community engagement. Kenema is where the school is based. We believe that it's only when we engage the community that the community will value the school, and they will be able to send some of their sons to this school, because this is the boys' school. And we're having a Thanksgiving. We'll tell God, we'll tell Almighty God, thank you for taking us thus far. We'll be having both Muslim and Christian worship during that period. And we're having a prize giving. And like I said, we'll be honoring those who give pride for the school. Those deserving people who have done so well in respective subjects and in their classes. And then that will be climaxed by a Sunday march past through the streets of Kenema, where we'll be able to recognize our alumnus who have done so well, not only for the school, but for the country and in the diaspora as a whole.
That's the Secretary General for the Kenema Old Student Association. I must say apologies for the name tag. He's David Bobo, not Emmanuel Bobo. I could understand why the name Emmanuel Bobo is so frequent. Conclusively, we don't seem to have much time left in the studio. You may want to wrap up your discussion on the agroforestry.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to make a point that this challenge is not just an ordinary tree planting challenge. It is focused on agroforestry. Agroforestry is sort of like a clever technique, which is the interaction between trees and crops on the same piece of land. So we have these two interacting, and there are short-term benefits and long-term
You're
benefits.
slowly becoming a specialist in this. An agronomist.
I'm beginning to feel so too. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing we're trying to project. So the focus there is mainly economic trees. Yes. For that purpose, we're looking at from the women or the farmer side of things. One, the benefit from the cash crops, which in about between 1 and 3 to 6 months, whichever produce, and then they have these economic trees, so like guava, tamarind, or pawpaw, which they would be harvesting in about between 1 and how many years. But what that means is they will not cut down those trees. Those trees will still remain standing because they provide economic benefit for those people. Is very important. I'm not suggesting that we can't plant timber, but for this purpose, we want to focus on economic trees. It is important, especially for our reforestation activities. The more trees that remain standing, the more carbon we can sequester. So we get to achieve both goals. The women being empowered on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have the climate change issues being mitigated. And it is a happy medium as far as I'm concerned, not to mention the limitation of or reduction of soil erosion. It will increase biodiversity and prevent the shift in cultivation. So it is a clever technique. Everything happening on the same land. I think it is something that would appeal to a lot of organizations. So again, agriculture is still going on. So the tree planting does not erode the agricultural aspect of things. You have both coexisting, hence the activity itself would be bound to be sustainable. So that is what this challenge projects, and that is what we're trying to appeal to organizations and other people to buy into this concept, buy into this challenge, so it will be a win-win situation.
Great. She's Nene Tunis, the founder and CEO for KHA, Keeping Hope Alive. Mr. President and Binta, where would you want to leave this discussion? Perhaps calling for more support,
Yes.
collaboration.
Okay. As medical students, just ordinary medical students, we have done a lot in ensuring that we bring Short an opportunity home. For the first time hosting Short a conference, it's about putting Sierra Leone to the map for the right reasons. So now we are calling out on government and NGOs. We are talking here about a budget that is way more than $30,000. As students, it's obvious that we alone cannot organize Shorts and events, taking into consideration the challenges. We've held meetings with various
Could I be
institutions.
of help?
Yeah, obviously, this is one help, definitely, and we are looking forward. To you using this platform and in informing the general public out there. So we are calling on government. We are calling on the NGOs out there. The health partners to come to our aid. If I can mention, we did compete with Ethiopia and Sudan in hosting Short an event, and it was very, very challenging. The technique that Ethiopia we are using was that they have an airline, so if the delegates voted them indefinitely, they are going to give them a discount of 50% flight tickets, so on and so forth. So it was a bit challenging, and it's obvious that those countries are ahead of us, taking into consideration everything. So as students, we fought very hard, thanks to our bidding team, Lawrence, who is the current Secretary General, and Esther Karimu, that we are in Malawi, to convince the region for them to vote for us. Now the opportunity is here. It's time for government, taking into consideration as well the flagship program of the government is better education, or education, so on and so forth. So we are looking forward to them. We held a meeting with the mayor last this week, right?
Yeah.
So she pledged full support
Tuesday.
on Tuesday, full support, and we are looking forward to getting more and more meetings. So we are calling on even business partners out there to come to our aid to ensure that we have a successful Africa regional meeting in December.
Well, ideas don't remind me of Ethiopian Airlines. It's pretty much scary. The rest is history. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Things are continuing to knock at doors. I know you're not only a medical student. You might got a business at Free Straits or Ecowas Straits. I don't know.
No, I'm just a student for
I
now.
know.
Well, we are so happy for the efforts of the mayor. She has been the first person to show us that kind of love, and like you can see the joy in her face when we went to that meeting. Coming out of the office, all of us were like celebrating because
It shouldn't be otherwise.
she
She's a
gave
mother.
she gave us the first approval. So it's a challenge now to the others. Please, we are calling, and especially for the women, because to tell you the fact that the organizing committee for this AIM, we have about 80% women. We have only few men. So that means in the medical school we have more women coming up now, not only for the cause, coming into positions. So we are giving a challenge to the women out there. The first lady, I know she's also a mother. So please come on board and help us to make this game. Let's sell Sierra Leone out, because we are going to having people from different countries coming in. Let's show them the beauties. And for the post AIM, we're going to have a tour, taking the people to out our country. Maybe that can be a way for investment. Maybe someone's parents, a business partner, want to come in and do some business with the country, stuff like that. So we are calling on them to please come on board, because it's not only about us doing it, it's also for our country. We need them to come and help us. The budget is too big. We have issues with the venue. We know we can't afford the likes of those big hotels. We're calling on them all. We're not only looking for help in terms of finance, also in kind.
Logistics and so
Also
on and
in
so
kind,
forth.
we have, like, if you have a t-shirt shop, stuff like that, we need people to come on board. Just call us. If you want, you can check us at
Okay.
the university complex. You want, okay, so you can
Yeah.
do that.
So in some
One thing
with just 1
one thing
minute.
I love about Binta, the wild gesticulation seem to be pretty much amazing. Everyone calling for this collaborative support, the hands are all over. Anyway.
Okay. Okay. Well, in 1 minute, the Ministry of Tourism has also been of great help.
Dr. Pratt.
Yeah, sure. She has been amazing, honestly, because in putting together the package, you need a document certifying the bidding package, and she has already been open up. She has worked with us throughout the year, so we are looking forward meeting her again, and also as been to mention, we are looking forward meeting various partners,
Okay.
and
Well,
also we are looking forward to be here time to time.
Ideas are silver and gold, are not, but I will provide you the platform that you will use to
Abraham.
Yeah, quickly.
Yes, I just want to send out some contact details if anyone wants to give us a hand or send a helping hand. The contact details are 076 941 983. Alternatively, you can visit our website at www.keeping-hope-alive.org, or you can email us at info@keeping-hope-alive.org, or you can contact our media team here for further information if you do wish to get in touch with us and help.
She is simply saying, I'm a pointer man for KC.
Well, you are.
Yes.
Okay, you can email us as well on slemsa Sierra Leone at ifmsa.org, or you can visit us at the college secretariat at New England, and our contact is there, or you called us on 078 601 288.
Or 099221846.
Abdul Karim Ba and Binta Ba, the Baz, here today. Thanks for honoring this invitation, being part of the program. Nene Tunis, the founder of Acacia Keeping Hope Alive. Thank you so very much for honoring this invitation.
Thanks for having
This is
me.
how I draw the curtain to today's edition of this program. My name is Sabri Rahman Kamara. Have a very wonderful day.
Thank
You
you.
too. I am Nene Tunis, founder and executive director of Keeping Up Alive. At Keeping Up Alive, we
It's a warm welcome to the national news here on Star Television, Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell. First, let's have the headlines. The adjustment in the price of passports from 750,000 to 950,000 leons is in line with the agreement ratified by Parliament in August 2017, which pegged the price of the passports to the dollar, according to the Chief Immigration Officer, Andrew Jayakaikai.
This contract was eventually ratified in 2017, August of 2017, by Parliament. So the contract was signed, agreed to, but then ratified in Parliament August of 2017. And when that was done, it says here that by virtue of the change in the exchange rate after the execution of the agreement, and in order to maintain the unit cost of e-passports in leons, the parties amended the contract then that it should read as $100.
The Minister of Defense, retired Brigadier Hassan Kela Conte, and key staff from the Ministry of Defense have on Wednesday, February 5th to the 10th, paid visits to battalions under command of 4 brigades in the northern and western parts of the country.
When they volunteer for contribute troops them, then don't boku, then don't increase in number. At the same time, the areas the peacekeeping operations will take place, it don't reduce, it don't shrink. So what does that mean? It means that competition don't high, very, very high. So in other words, before they take country now for go contribute for peacekeeping, and it's being carried out.
As the Kenema Old Students Association, KOSA, braces up for the 68th year anniversary and Thanksgiving ceremony, the Secretary General of KOSA, Emmanuel Bobo, has outlined plans for the celebrations with a passionate plea for old students to put hands on deck in making this year's annual celebration.
The 68th annual celebrations will be coming up between the 6th and 13th of April. It's going to be an epoch-making event where we recognize God for taking us thus far after 68 years of existence since 1952. And also, we'll be also having speech day, Thanksgiving, giving awards to deserving pupils of the school who have done well.
The Abdul Miracle Disabled Children's Foundation, in solidarity with its partner, Campbell United Methodist Church, California, have engaged kids living with disability in Freetown to get first-hand information about their felt needs, including education.
There, and Greg had nothing but just to embrace that found that discussion and actually became the head to host and start talking about stuff. So the church, why Cambo is here today, because Cambo United Methodist Church is my church. And doing fundraisings for this foundation down the road, they have done 2 set of fundraisers to support this foundation.
And for sports, Brookfield's veteran football organization have concluded its annual inter-unit football competition with Bantel crowned champion over Yeta FC. Those were the headlines. And now for the news in detail. The Chief Immigration Officer, Andrew Jaya Kaikai, have said that the adjustment in the price of passports from 750,000 to 950,000 leones is in line with the agreement ratified by Parliament in August 2017, which pegged the price of the passports to the dollar. Here's an excerpt from the news conference the Chief Immigration Officer had with journalists at the Immigration's Conference Hall in Freetown.
What we are here to discuss today mainly is the adjustment in price. Because at that time when the contract was signed, the price was pegged to the US dollar. Just to make sure that everybody understands what I'm talking about. Here, I'm reading here from the ratification for this contract was eventually ratified in August of 2017 by Parliament. So the contract was signed, agreed to, but then ratified in Parliament August of 2017. And when that was done, it says here that by virtue of the change in the exchange rate after the execution of the agreement, and in order to maintain the unit cost of e-passports in loans, the parties amended the contract then that it should read as $100, 100 United States dollars, and this to be reviewed periodically based on the inflation rate in Sierra Leone. When yes, and this contract was signed by the late J.B. Dowda, who happened to be the Minister of Internal Affairs at that time, and E.O. Cole, who was the permanent secretary at that time, and of course, my predecessor at that time was Khalifa Nkrumah. When this SLPP government took over power on April 4th, 2018, the price of the passport by then was 750,000 leones, which by then was the equivalent to the dollar. So since June of 2018, when I took over office, we've been grappling with the price of passports, especially when you look at that, it was pegged to the dollar from the beginning. It was pegged to the dollar, but it was arranged by then in the agreement that you pay the equivalent in leones. So I took over, it was 750,000 leones. And all of us in this room now, or those hearing my voice, will agree with us that since 2018 to now, there has been significant fluctuation, rise and fall, or particularly in our own situation, the dollar has just been going up. The rate has been going up. But from 2018 to now, as the Chief Immigration Officer, what I've tried to do in consultation with the ministers, with my ministers here, and NetPage, which is the local content provider, and Thomas De La Rue, is that I've kept them at bay, saying to them, we cannot allow, even though this was how the contract was signed, we have to understand that contractual agreements are contractual agreements. And it is not something that you can just get up tomorrow morning and tear apart. There are consequences to every contract that you enter into. And particularly with this De La Rue net page passport contract with the Immigration Department of Sierra Leone, it was ratified in Parliament. And it is only Parliament that has the authority, according to these terms of the contract. Only Parliament can undo that contract, can overturn that contract. Not the Chief Immigration Officer, not the Minister, but it has to come from Parliament. But now, coming back to the dollar, coming back to the price of the passport itself, we have kept it at 750,000 euros, even though the exchange rate was going up. Because to me, when you read the contractual language, you say to be reviewed periodically. So if the dollar was changing, today it's $100, $750, $400, this, that, you cannot do that to the public. So from the very beginning, as a lawyer looking at this contract, I had an issue with that because you cannot do it. So that's why since then, it's been at 750. But all of us know that since last year, particularly I think August, September, the dollar went up to I think $1 million and more. So then the contractors have been behind us. If we don't go according to the contractual terms of the contract, then we will not be able to supply you. So we've been going back and forth, holding a series of meetings amongst ourselves and with the ministry. Then finally, after a meeting between Immigration and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and we are under Ministry of Internal Affairs, with NetPage, with De La Rue, the agreement was reached that we will now have to make an adjustment to the price. Because when you look at the contractual language of itself, this is not an increase in the price of the passport. It is just an adjustment.
The Minister of Defense, retired Brigadier Hassan Kela Conte, and key staff from the Ministry of Defense have on Wednesday, February 5th to the 10th, paid visits to battalions under command of 4 brigades in the northern and western part of the country. Our defense correspondent Abdul Rahman Kamara compiled this report, read by Moses Oju Kamara.
The tour, which started on 5th February 2020 at 15 Battalion Lungi Garrison and ended at 9 Battalion Kono, was a very interactive and worthy one. The Honorable Minister of Defense created a platform for soldiers to share their views and opinions about the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces (RSLAF). Brigadier General retired Kalia Conte, in his address, expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to the troops for their professionalism. He further told them about his purpose of visit, which was to learn and share information. The Honorable Minister assured the troops that it is His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief, Brigadier General retired Julius Maada Bio's aim to make RSLAF a better force because he is still part of the armed forces. He added that RSLAF has been highly placed in society as a result of their conduct and professionalism.
I'm glad for coming to this morning. And for the first time, I come out and sit in Freetown. So I'm glad for meeting this morning. So I use this stuff for learn a few things more. Because even though our institutions will be non-serve, we're not going to ever bluff say we sabi everything over there inside. It is impossible. Especially since the last time we left, it don't take some time now. When I say go be a me, say na true say if you don't left some sign, even if na 5 years, now come back say sabi everything will happen there. Not so you can learn and also now you can share the little information what I think say we go need for know now for address some of the things that have been done there in floor. The country that then they contribute, so then they volunteer for contribute troops them, then don't boku, then don't increase in number. At the same time, the areas the peacekeeping operations will take place, it don't reduce. it don't shrink. So what does that mean? It means that competition don't high, very, very high. So in other words, before they take country now for go contribute to peacekeeping, and it's being carried out. Number two part, government also for put in place the kind of weaponry of service. I know say some people don't anymore time, and some people don't. They look forward to that terms and conditions of service for them. Well, I for come out clear to una, for explain to una, say yes, the terms and conditions, they don't draft and done. Now for let them promulgate and now, for let them publish them, for let it become law. However, the truth what I need for share with una is that terms and conditions of service, they get financial implication with very, very high at the moment. Because currently, the economic situation not able to tote everything at once. Because when I say terms and conditions of service, it's not only there for you where they serve now currently, but also the people who don't go out of the armed forces, including me, also. So we all get taken to this thing while they come out.
The Honorable Minister informed the troops about His Excellency's Human Capital Development Drive and how ARSLAF is going to contribute in ensuring these developments are successful. In the area of food sufficiency, he told troops about plans to empower the Armed Forces Agricultural Unit in planting rice and other produce, whilst there are ongoing plans to boost the engineering regiment to make roads and prepare lands for farming.
Governments, they insist, the president don't come up with your agenda. They say for let this country better, love put attention on the human capital development. That area they go critical for we. What he mean by human capital development? It don't broken down to three simple areas. They say first and foremost, where education system is so bad off nowadays. They make even with general psyche, the way they think, it don't so wrong. That if we not change them for give quality education, where the care of country go down and grown. We don't see examples of that, I go explain that later. Second part, we have to be food self-sufficient. Who for able for grow the food where would they eat, not so for import them. Any country will continue for import food, will not get trouble already. You get trouble already because you're not able to provide food for a Pekin and inside the country. Now import deal with that import. It's a lot of sort out that problem there. The third part, we need for improve on our health system in this country very highly, so that to go reduce the way women they die when they born. The way people they die of small sickness. Some people they die now malaria no kitchen. It don't happen and mistakes of them funny no say. Where they self come out and the same rotten school system where make it go say balance say by say it's abunda it don't be nurse say nina SRN.
The tour ended successfully after visiting 15 Battalion in Lunge, 4 Brigade and Sanya in Makeni, 12 Battalion in Sinkunia in Kabala, 11 Battalion Yunkelia and Kunkuna in Kambia, 9 Battalion and Najabiemi Fema in Kono. Compiled by our defense reporter Abdurrahman Kamara, I am Moses Oju Kamara reporting.
If you've just joined us, this is the national news coming to you from Star Television, Channel 21. As the Kenema Old Students Association, COSA, braces up for their 68th year anniversary and Thanksgiving ceremony, the Secretary General of COSA, Emmanuel Bobo, has outlined plans for the celebrations with a passionate plea for old students to put hands on deck in making this year's annual celebration a success. He spoke to Abdul Rahman Kamara in this interview.
Thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the school, the Board of Governors, and the old students to welcome Star TV on the campus of the Government Secondary School, Kenema. This school created me a sound mind, and so also are so many of my colleagues in the diaspora, including my president, Mr. Ali Kaba, who is the special representative of the United Nations, and so many others. Of course, as you rightly said, the 68th annual celebrations will be coming up between the 6th and 13th of April. It's going to be an epoch-making event where we recognize God for taking us thus far after 68 years of existence since 1952. And also, we'll be also having speech day, Thanksgiving, giving awards to deserving pupils of the school who have done well in their respective classes and respective courses. And also, we're having a march past on a Sunday where we expect other eminent personalities who've gone through the school to be recognized by way of, we have our trademark way of honoring our own. We call it a salute during the march past. We have various staging points where we recognize eminent people who've gone through the school who have contributed so much, giving back to the school what the school have given them. So that is going to be a highlight, a brief highlight of the program. Well, I said I want to believe we are still proud of this school, notwithstanding the fact that we are not where we want to be, but that is basically the task we are handling as an executive of the Kenema Old Student Association. We want to restore the former glory of this school. We used to be called the University of the East. That is no longer the case, but there is still window of opportunity. We continue to engage with the administration of the school to see how we can better enhance the performance of pupils as well as motivate the teachers. Because if these two go hand in hand, that's why our president has a vision, and that vision is going to be people-focused and teacher-centered so that we'll be able to restore the former glory of the school. I think they'll be doing themselves a disservice for not joining the alma mater. I know quite a number of people who have made it to the top cadre of national service. I'm very proud of this school, including the parent governor of the Central Bank. He's a very proud alumnus of the school. He has contributed in a brief spell of time he has been governor so much to the school. And we have others like the Minister of Transport and Communication. We have so many, I can't name all of them, but just to give you an example of people who occupy very sensitive national offices who are so proud of this school. Because this school has done so much for us. The only way we can pay back is to come and input into the school so that we can restore that glory, and it is only that glory that we can continue to be proud that we are product of this great school of the East. We'll be having a full media engagement on this starting in mid-March, where we roll out fully the program, and that program will entail, we have our colleagues who are now in the university. We'll be given a full day to come and engage with their colleagues who are now people, so that they will try to tell them what it takes to succeed to get to that level. We also have a community engagement. Kenema is where the school is based. We believe that it's only when we engage the community that the community will value the school, and they will be able to send some of their sons to this school, because this is the boys' school. And we're having a Thanksgiving. We'll tell God, we'll tell Almighty God, thank you for taking us thus far. We'll be having both Muslim and Christian worship during that period. And we're having a prize giving. Like I said, we'll be honoring those who give pride to the school, those deserving people who have done so well in respective subjects and in their classes. And then that will be climaxed by a Sunday march past through the streets of Kenema, where we'll be able to recognize our alumnus who have done so well, not only for the school, but for the country and in the diaspora as a whole.
The Abdul Miracle Disabled Children's Foundation, in solidarity with its partner, Campbell United Methodist Church, California, have engaged kids living with disability in Freetown to get first-hand information about their felt needs, including education.